They say social media is designed to be addictive through social and psychological marketing in order to control your thought process and your behavior. And by controlling your thoughts, they are able to control you. So if this is a game of chess and you are the pawn, it is better to take back your power as the pawn and choose to become whatever chess piece you desire, whether this is a bishop, a king, a queen. Conquer the game, take back your power, take back your control. Greetings and welcome back to another video. You're here with Shamika Nicely, and how did you guys enjoy the introductory clip? Because I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked it because of how I use the chess analogy in comparison to social media. Well, getting into today's video, throughout YouTube I kept seeing these videos: I quit social media, or I quit Instagram, I quit this, that and the third, yeah. And then I'll look at the year that these videos were posted, and sometimes I'm seeing like 3 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm thinking, what? Like, this is actually a thing. People have been quitting social media and it's been very rewarding. So as I've been watching these videos about other people's experiences through going through social media and then eventually quitting, I'm now looking at myself, or at least I did look at myself earlier on this year, when there were a lot of changes that were just gathering momentum, that led on to me eventually just pushing social media to one side to focus on myself. And it was like the universe was speaking to me, and in order to walk in my greatness, certain things needed to be cut out, and those certain things were very much a hindrance. Before watching other YouTubers' videos, I had slowly been taking my time, just pushing social media to one side to regain back control over my life, because in many ways social media, like during my downtime, I would just end up just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, because obviously, yeah, there's a lot of great content on there, but majority of the time you got to scroll through a lot of content that you don't really want to see. And then that ends up being like this whole cycle that you're just going through in order to get to the stuff that you actually want to see, and it becomes endless. Like, I even remember that time when Instagram, you could just scroll to the very bottom and then say that you're up to date now, and then now that's just not a thing anymore. But yeah, I've been off social media since, I don't know, probably October, November, a bit earlier, give or take. And so far,
I don't know. The air probably just was a little bit different.
putting the social apps like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat has probably been the second best thing that I've done this year. Since distancing from social media, I've actually learned quite a bit. I tend to enjoy more peace and quiet, but then when you're on social media, it seems to be very loud because you got everyone's business just there for you to see and observe and to just take in, even if you don't care. So being away from social media now, I've just noticed things just reduce a lot more when it comes to noise. And then it's like I become much more sensitive to noise, or even just I have the mental clarity that I always desired. Because as a creator, I use my thoughts, I use my mind for literally everything, and if that's not in the shape that I need it to be, then I'm practically useless and I can't really do what I need to be doing. So while I was distancing from social media now, everything is coming back to me clearly, and I'm now being able to picture what I'm trying to create, whether this is through my characters and their story, or even just thinking again, just thinking, and then prepare myself to learn and just do more active things that I probably wouldn't have been able to do if I just stuck to the cycle, the rat wheel of social media, where you're consuming literally everything subconsciously a lot of the time. And then that's just having a greater impact on your behavior the way you think. Literally everything is just bombarding you left, right and centre, and you don't really have any control of it unless you turn off your notifications and just decide enough is enough, let me just disappear. Let me social distance from social media in order to reconnect with myself and those around me in the real world. And speaking of the real world, I know the Matrix release of the new movie is literally around the corner, but is anything even real anymore? Which is very Matrixy to say, but what is real? And if you feel like anything is real on social media, do you really need that? What is it adding to your life? Like, if you're just being a consumer, is that enough value for you? But when you're the creator, wouldn't you rather be creating rather than just consuming? Especially if it's against your own will. This brings me on to my first point, being digital apathy or digital desensitization. That stuff, oh my days, it literally got a hold of me and I just couldn't shake it off because I'm not one to socialize like that. So when I'm on social media and I'm viewing other people doing their socialization or whatever, I'm just seeing all kinds of information, and that's just becoming digital overload. And when you're overloaded with information that could be misinformation or vital information, whatever it be, that can be detrimental to your mental health and just how you move as a being in the real world. And I'm not gonna lie, social media was making me become a bit more apathetic, especially with issues that required emotion. So you get to that point where I'm just like, nah, I'm not viewing that anymore, because that brings me down, especially when I can't really do anything about it. So why absorb it any longer? And there were a few times where I'll be looking at the social app thinking, right, am I missing out on anything? Because you know this whole FOMO thing where you have this fear of missing out, that there is some great information that you need to be aware of 24/7 or every day, and that eventually faded away. Like, I didn't really feel anything anymore. Instead, I was able to like breathe again, and things are starting to flow the way that I needed to. Because I'm not really great with structure and stuff, but when it comes to flowing now and just allowing myself to just go on the path that I need to be going on, stepping away from social media just added to me walking in my greatness, in my strength, in my power to activate and become what I desire most to be. Other than greater clarity in mind, there was this thing that just suddenly happened, or rather it just took shape and form, where I was no longer saying, I ain't got time for this, I ain't got time for that. Like, time became something that I could take hold of, and suddenly it was always there. And getting away from social media, you have more free time to do what you really need to be doing, rather than just pushing it to one side and saying, nah, look at the time, man, I can't do this anymore, I've got work the next day. So it's definitely improved my productivity with things that I said I wouldn't have the time to be doing, or I just couldn't see myself doing because I would end up avoiding it. But my greatest achievement thus far since stepping away from social media is being able to develop my character. And through developing my character, it's like I began learning again, especially like things to do with writing techniques, and even just how to navigate myself through this mental reality, and realizing what impact my job was having on my mental body, my mentality and my physical body, and just how it was taking me further and further away from my most natural self. And I thought my job was draining me, but then when I look back, my social media, like how present I was on that app and not being so much present in reality, that was draining me as well. And then I was wondering why I didn't have energy to do what I really, really wanted to be doing, which was writing and just being more absorbed in the world that I needed to share with others in this mental reality. Like, I would get these headaches, and then these headaches would just keep going on and on, or they'll become more frequent. And I remember I would go on Instagram and then I'd scroll for literally 2 posts and it just come off because the way that I could feel it immediately changing my behaviour and giving me headaches. And so it was by me repeating that action daily, which then became weekly, that led to me just turning off the notifications on Instagram, just signing out on my Snapchat and deleting the app, same with Twitter. The only social media that I'm trying to be more present on is YouTube, because I see the need for it as a creator, and I know that I'm going to control my presence on this medium rather than allow it to control me, because I see the benefit, especially with learning videography or even just other stuff that I need for developing my craft, my character, and who I want to be in this world. I've been seeing these quotes and they pretty much sum up everything that I probably can't articulate the way that it should be. So I'm just going to read it for you lot right now. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Blaise Pascal. Nobody really wants peace and quiet anymore, or if they do, it's not something that they amplify. And a lot of times people, they're not really in touch with their own thoughts, or it's probably too loud up there that they try to block it out with more noise. Less scrolling, more living. Ooh! Inhale confidence, exhale doubt. Make more moves and less announcements. And this one here resonates with me a lot, because I felt like I had to upload content to do with my writing and to like develop some kind of excitement for possible readers who would want to be reading my next novels or any other written material that I'll be creating. But now, yeah, it's like I've retained my mysteriousness, because now you can only really find me on YouTube or in public. It takes discipline not to let social media steal your time. Ooh. In a world full of copies, be an original. So that's it from me today, guys. Hopefully I've inspired or triggered some part of you that's got you thinking whether social media serves a certain kind of purpose for you presently, or where you're projecting yourself to go in the future. But I'll leave you with this one thought. Do you want to be the one in control, or the one being the puppet being controlled? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.